Milo, is that you?
There, I think I got it.
What, did you order it?
Yeah, I ordered through Amazon. It was $15.
Well, there's your answer right there.
Go to a quality computer.
Well, not the computer. The computer's so new that this particular brand of CD player or DVD player. Hey, that's what it was for.
They may say that's what it's for, but for $15, you're liable to get a Detroit Lions T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the way they're making them now.
I understand, but $15.
So it'll go back to Amazon. Not a problem.
Okay, move your mic.
Yeah, but you have to take the time out and say that.
And if you weren't so cheap,
put it back together in the bag, and I hand it to the UPS store, and they repackage it.
And if you weren't so cheap,
well, I was just
you wouldn't be in a bad mood. He's in a really bad mood.
He is.
Peter, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Now he's trying to change the subject.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I could have said, "What are you working on now, Scott?"
Yeah, it's called Real Small.
Yeah.
And
I see Brad doesn't have a camera yet.
No, I don't.
I have a camera, but I turned it off.
I know.
Yeah, I should actually turn it off.
Yeah.
That's because we started the podcast a minute and 30 seconds ago. Because I didn't want to miss the quality podcasting of Kelly being in a hard time, being in a bad mood. That's
gold, Jerry. That's gold.
That's gold. That's gold. We didn't do a podcast. We did a little bit of a ditty on January the 1st because we usually put out an episode on the first Monday of each month. But it was New Year's Day. And I didn't feel like we needed to work on New Year's Day because nobody else does.
No.
And we really appreciated that too, boss.
Yeah, with all the festivities the night before, our minds were not quite clear.
Exactly.
That was nice of you to give us that day off.
Yeah.
I just wish it would have been the whole day.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
I know. I probably shouldn't be complaining.
No, you probably shouldn't. So on this episode, which I believe is episode 232, because the last episode was it was Lauren James and Stephen Atwell and the retail cage match just before Christmas.
That's quite a slam down affair, wasn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. That hurt really bad.
Yeah. And then I thought to myself, we haven't talked to Peter for quite a while. Hi, Peter.
Hi, go along. Hi, Lionel.
Oh, wow. Freudian slip.
Welcome to the new year.
Yeah. Apparently, Gordy would prefer everybody be called Gordy.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about my boss. That's all right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you think
your boss's name was Lucy?
Do you think he remembers how he got elected to the president of the NMRA?
Oh, we've got to keep on reminding him, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Simple minds.
So anyways, I thought to myself, number one, Peter and I haven't talked on the podcast for a long time, a couple of years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, you are now the president of the British region of the NMRA.
That's correct, yes, since end of October.
And
wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On that. Yeah, that's cool.
Commiserations, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is it technically congratulations?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Technically.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Are you going to be traveling around the British Empire now that you're president, just like Gordy does around the world for the?
Well, I was already doing that a bit when I was vice. I've just got to do it a bit more now. I've got to travel further afield now. Well, I should do anyway.
How long were you vice president of the NMRA?
2 years. So you're vice president for 2 years, and then you then president for 2 years. If no one comes in and opposes you, obviously. But yeah.
That's not how Kelly does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly just moves right in and
I move right in.
Yeah. And he prefers, and just be careful. Kelly's in a bit of a snarly mood because
I probably shouldn't even said anything
because he bought a quality $15.
Hey,
Not to say there aren't quality $15 products out there, but I think the one he bought was
Well,
should have gone at least 20.
and I'm saying 25, he'd be happy.
The only reason I'm laughing at that is because who did that? Oh my
that
God.
wasn't me.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Me.
It wasn't
I
me.
didn't do it.
I didn't do it either.
So nobody's breathing.
Nope, nobody's breathing. We're all holding our breath.
We're all getting ready to pass out.
So years ago, my brother-in-law, who is, how would you describe him? Cheap.
Nifty?
Nifty, yeah. Thrifty.
Parsimony.
Yeah, thrifty. And doesn't have any need to be cheap. He's quite well off. Anyways, years ago, he went on, I don't know, for some reason or other, I had a video camera and he wanted another video camera or something. Anyways, he went on eBay and he bought a $10 video camera.
All right.
Okay.
And he got it. And it was a used $10 video camera. And he got it and it wouldn't work. And of course.
Well, it's probably the $10 part.
Yeah, exactly. And he was so angry. And I remember all I could say, and I was like, you always have to be careful what you say to Tom, blah, blah, blah. And finally, I couldn't say it. I was like, what did you expect for $10? You can't buy, new, they're $300 in the store, and you want one for $10.
It just looks like it. It didn't have the insides of it.
Yeah.
Is it true that you are actually careful what you say to some people?
Wow.
That would only be thrifty or nifty.
See you guys. I'm about to get.
You probably should have just
surprised you.
It was nice meeting you, Brad. Short meeting.
Wow, that is horrible.
It was nice meeting. It was nice meeting you, Peter. Hopefully, I'll get to see you at Springfield.
Passing on the outside.
Yeah, I'll be out in the parking lot.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
All right, Lionel, let him have it.
It's all Kelly's fault because he was in such a bad mood when he got
it. And it's like rubbing off, isn't it?
It is.
Kelly, I was trying to take the heat off of you, but it didn't work, and I'm giving up now.
So in case we didn't make it clear at the very start, Kelly was mad because he bought a $15 CD player that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And he's quite annoyed with the whole. You got to spend. What do you got to spend? An external drive CD player for an Apple computer. Peter, you're a computer guy. What would you have to spend for that?
Oh, I can remember the last time I bought one of those. Probably about $30, I would say.
Yeah,
I don't know what the current price is, really.
Well, I got ripped off. I paid $80 for the one.
Well, that's what I would have guessed, somewhere around the $80 mark.
Yeah, I don't know what they are now.
Yeah.
So it's such a long time since I've had to buy one of those.
I actually went to my order to make sure that everything was okay. It's $30. It's not $14. Sorry.
Okay.
Or $50.
He was trying to lowball us.
Yeah.
No, I bought a bunch of other stuff, and that was the number that was in my head when I set my mouth stuff.
So you bought a bunch of stuff, and that was $30, so it all equaled to $15.
No, I bought a bunch of other
stuff. It's the new math.
What other stuff did you buy?
Oh, I've gotten. Let's see. I got to remember what I got.
A couple of cords. USB
cords, Fire Stick for the TV.
And you found somebody that can hotwire that for you, I'm sure.
No, that plugs in. It plugs in with a AC adapter for it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. And
so what was the total bill of all this frivolous stuff you bought?
Oh, it's number of. It could be amounts. It could be $50, $60 altogether.
But we were grumbling about $15.
I know.
That's true.
Hey, Scooter.
So now we're really in a bad mood.
Hey, Scooter. I think he saw us coming, buddy.
He did. 100%.
All right. So, meanwhile, Peter Borcherds just doing it.
He's the guest of the show.
Yeah, he's the guest of the show. So how did you end up being? So I thought I remembered that you weren't particularly chuffed with the NMRA in the British region.
Yeah, I mean that goes back a few years. I've been a volunteer for years. I mean, I've been a member of the British region, well, not the British region, but of the NMRA since I was in South Africa, and I moved out to the UK in 1999. So I've probably been a member for about 25, 26 years probably. But I was a volunteer for a long time, did the websites, did a lot of volunteering stuff. And the board of directors at the time there was just too much politics. It was getting really nasty. And I decided to just completely step away from the British region. I was still an NMRA member, but I was just an NMRA member, not a British region member. So I stepped away for about 4 or 5 years. And then we had a change of leadership and things were looking up. And I got persuaded to rejoin as a British region member. And just got more involved with it. And then I got probably, I suppose hoodwinked is probably the name, the word I'd use, becoming vice president. I sort of got pushed very, very gently in the direction of being the vice president, and I couldn't really say no. Looking for someone a bit younger and someone who was a bit more forward thinking with the NMRA. And so I got nominated, and I won the nomination and got in. And that was back in, when was that? Back in 2021, I think it was. Yeah, it must have been 21. Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah, so back in 21.
Right, the height of COVID.
Yeah.
So is it basically you were the only guy still alive, or?
well, knowing the age of the NMRA, it probably was. Yeah. I was one of the young guys. All the old guys had died off. But no, seriously, no. No, it's just I think people are just looking for someone fresh and someone a bit younger, just to take it forward.
A little more forward thinking.
Yeah, because you do your 2 years and you become president afterwards, and they were looking to the future. I'm thinking at the time that I was probably good material for that.
So was that when you say they? Do you mean Gordy Robinson?
Well, Gordy was one of the people who put my name forward. There were a couple of other guys. Not our current treasurer, because he stepped down, but our treasurer up to October this year, he was one of the guys who put my name forward as well. And the guy who was the vice president at the time thought I'd be good as his vice president, when he became president. So it was about 3 or 4 guys who really pushed to get me in. But I think Gordy was looking at someone who he thought would be a good person to run British region, on behalf of him, under him really. Someone he could rely on, and someone who's thought similar things to him, forward thinking like him. Not quite as forward thinking. I mean, a lot of the stuff he's come up with is something I would never have dreamt of doing, because I would never have thought of it. I mean, what he's done is absolutely incredible so far.
Yeah, it's going well. That's for sure.
Good. Yeah, it's going great. Yeah.
I mean, he represents the AML nation and the NMRA very well.
Yep, he does.
And are you enjoying being the president of the British region?
Well, it's only been a few months, so I haven't really done as much yet. I mean, I've just basically told everyone what my plans are, what I've sort of hoped to do in the next 2 years, and I haven't had a chance really to go out and meet a lot of the groups yet. I went to one big show, it's the Worley Model Railroad show, which is probably the biggest show in the UK. Which is up at the
where is it?
Birmingham Exhibition. It's Birmingham Exhibition Centre. And a lot of the manufacturers there, so Rapido UK, Buckman Trains, Hornby, all those guys are there. I suppose it's our version of Springfield, of a lot smaller scale. I mean, the hall we were in, which is a massive hall, is probably the size of one of the small halls at Springfield. But it's pretty big halls, those, but still, it's and a lot of the manufacturers are there. So it was my chance to be visible as the current president, and actually signed up 6 new members, which was great. Actually, one guy was an old member, previous member who'd stepped away. He came back again, and then 5 new members. So that was a good 2 days. Sign up that many people in that show.
How many people?
Bear in mind, it's mostly British people.
How many people would they get at that show?
Oh, I don't actually know the numbers. It's a few thousand, definitely.
Yeah.
It's mainly British modelers. So a lot of the companies are British, aimed at British modelers. So there's not much for American modelers. There are a few American layouts there,
right?
But mostly British and continental.
And I think one of the manufacturers you mentioned that was there attended was Rapido Trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
Rapido Trains, your fast track to model railroading fun.
Yes, it was them. the UK division, yes. They're the UK division of Rapido. They're called Rapido UK.
And do they have any of their American stuff with them, or?
Well, to be totally honest, I actually didn't have a chance to see any of their stuff. I didn't go to. I think I managed to get away for lunch, and I saw one layout and one trader, and that was it. I just didn't get a chance to see any of the other layouts or exhibitors at all. So I never went near. I walked past their stand, but that was just at a run because one of our members had a bit of a medical incident, so I had to run to go get the medics. That's the only time I went past them. I wasn't really looking to see what they had at the time.
Okay, and were you in the NMRA booth the whole time? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, yeah. So we had the NMRA booth there. There were three of us. Then we just take turns. One of us would go off to lunch. The other two would man it. And then we just anyone who walked past looked interested. We sort of try and persuade them. Sort of pull them in.
Throw the last two out around them and bring them.
Wow. Yeah. We had a HO. Actually, it was HO. Yeah, with HO diorama there. It's a small. I think it was a 4 foot by 1 foot diorama, I think. And there was another guy who'd done a diorama of an orange. What would you call it? It's like an orange
traffic
processing facility, probably.
It's packing plants.
Yeah, it's almost like a packing plant. Yeah. So you get the trains coming in with oranges. Yeah. They go into the building, and then they had like a hopper outside. They would load them into trucks. So he did a very good, highly detailed, very weathered diorama, which attracted a lot of people. That's probably the thing that brought in most of the people. They walked past and saw that, and then of course, when they got there, we sort of grabbed them and started asking them if they were interested in the American trains, or if they knew about the NMRA and stuff like that. And we got quite a lot of interest. We got I think about 4 or 5 people who were interested, apart from the 6 who signed up.
What does the perspective NMRA look like when he's interested?
Well, his eyes sort of get bigger when he hears about what the benefits he can get.
Okay.
So there are quite a few with their kids. In fact, one guy expressed interest in signing his kid up. So we were trying to, he's obviously got to sign up before the kid can sign up.
Right.
He was under 10. But his kid was really keen on American trains, and he was, you could see he was trying to get the dad to join so that he could be a member, which was good. So there was a lot of interest, and especially when they found out that we're not just about the American stuff. We're for everyone, and we do all the standards and all that. But it's also we're just for all model railroaders. We're not just for American model railroaders.
Right. So
obviously there's an emphasis on it, but
So how many? But really, the NMRA isn't about American railroading. It's just been given that kind of it's been incorrectly labeled that way almost, hasn't it? Especially
in the UK. I mean, it's got a bad rap in the UK where people think it's an elite organization just for American modelers, and that's what we're trying to change. It's like it's not just it's got an emphasis. It's more skewed towards American modelers because that's why most of us joined it. Most of us in the UK anyway, in Europe joined it. But it's not just about that. It's about everyone. You don't have to be an American modeler to join the NMRA. And we're trying to show people that we're not just elite organization. We think they think we are, which especially among the British modelers, they sort of they have that sort of perception of us. So that's what I'm trying to change.
Yeah,
so welcoming to anyone.
And are there other groups other than the NMRA that British modelers that model British rail they can join?
Yes, they are. Unfortunately, I don't know the name of them because I'm not a British modeler myself, so right. I don't really know much about it. But there's I think a couple of organisations. I mean, Bruce will probably know more about this than I do. But there's a scale. What it's called, the scale not scale 4.
There's scale 4 /
scale 4 stuff.
Photo 4, which is 4 millimeter exact scale. There's scale 7 group, which is the 7 millimeter scale exact. There's the Gauge O Guild. Yeah,
Gauge O Guild. Yeah, no, that's a big one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's various organizations they can join that are non-NMRA.
I wonder if there's a way
they don't give the same kind of benefits we do.
Not the same kind. What benefits do we have?
Well, stuff like, for me, the main thing is the dealer discounts. That's probably the thing I push the most. Partnerships, yes. Sorry, the partnerships.
Yeah, that's actually gone pretty well now.
Yeah, because I mean, you can make, if you just go to one dealer and buy a Scale Trains locomotive, you pretty much get your 10% discount. You pretty much paid for your membership. Well, at least in the UK, you have anyway. So that 10% will have paid for your membership for the year, just buying one locomotive or a few items of rolling stock. So that's a good incentive. If you tell people that, they think, well, actually, it might be worthwhile. I can get a discount on the stuff I'm buying, and that will pay for my membership, so it's worth joining. Just for that as well. But apart from that, it's all the as you say about the fellowship thing. It's there's a good group here in the UK. We all do a lot together. A lot of small groups get together, and especially the convention. People you might see once a year. It's a big social event. You see someone you haven't seen a year before since the last convention, and you just right back as friends again. Just having a drink at the bar and just having a good time. Which is something that a lot of groups don't do. It's not available at a lot of groups. That kind of friendship doesn't happen in all the groups. It just seems to be an NMRA kind of thing. I just know with American conventions I've been to, is, guys I haven't seen for a year. You might chat now and then during the year on Facebook or an email or something, and then you go to a convention and it's just like you saw them yesterday. You go for a meal together. You go. It's just great.
Have you ever noticed when you come over? You come to like Woodstock, Tomstock, or Springfield or anything like that, where you and I are both. Have you ever noticed we don't spend much time together?
Yeah, I mean it just happens. Just ignore each other all the time. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Why don't you go? Well, you know what? When you get to Springfield, why don't you hang out with Brad?
Yeah, I'll do that. I mean, I've never met Brad in person, so why not? Yeah. I've spent too much time with the other guys. Got to spend time with some new people. Make new friends.
Bring a warm coat if you're going to do that.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
Okay.
I've been there. This will be my third Springfield, I think. So.
Yeah, but we're going to be outside the whole time. If you're
that's true. Yes, yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
I hope the guy brings the steam engine this year, so they'll have something to actually look at.
Or something warm to stand next to.
Yeah,
hold these hands again and stay warm.
We can get right up in the cab next to the firebox. That'll be
perfect.
It is a narrow gauge one, so it's a tiny little cab, though.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed that they bring that locomotive in. They put it on the back of a flatbed.
They do. When we were coming back from Georgia Cellular Sale last year, we passed it on the way back into Springfield.
Oh, really?
Down the highway. Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, it's at this Worley show. I'm just trying to see if I can find which locomotive it is. There's a full-scale locomotive in the hall as well. So again, they put that on a flatbed, and it's there every year.
Wow.
I don't know if it's the same one, but there's
That's a great
full-scale
Western. I was going to ask about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the details of it somewhere. But
it's Great Western 5164, which looks like a Prairie. It looks like a Prairie, a 262 tank.
Yes, that would be it. Yeah. So yeah.
Move your microphone out just like a smidge from your mouth there, Peter.
Is that better?
I don't know. I can't see it.
Well, does it sound better? We're one of those audio podcasts,
This stuff writes itself. So is fellowship a thing? Does it seem like the NMRA British region is, like, I know it's not an elite group, like for some reason or other people think it is, but do you guys have, how many members do you have in the British region?
At the moment, we've got just under 500 members. So, unfortunately, that has been falling. It was about 800 and something in past years, but It's about just under 500 at the moment. So we're trying to, obviously, just like the national one, we are trying to reverse the trend of the downward trend. And we'll just try, so we got, say, 6 new members this year, at just that one show. So we hopefully can try and reverse the trend and try get more people to join, just to, obviously get the natural loss of people passing away and all that. But so we're trying to get that number up.
And what do you? How do you think? Like, what do you think is the best way for the direction of the NMRA to go to increase its membership in the coming years?
Well, what I'm trying to do is just try to promote the fellowship of it. It's a bunch of modelers who just enjoy modeling, regardless of what you do, regardless of whether it's American or Chinese or German or whatever. You just enjoy modeling, and it's just just try to get them to see that it's not an elite group. It's a group for everyone, and it's a great you can meet like-minded people you can learn from. You can all share ideas and learn from people. Someone's done a great model, you can find out from them how they've done it. Someone who's done a really good model, and you think, well, how did they do that? And they could talk you through it. And at these the various meets, you can see that. You go to your local NMRA meet, and you can see these models and chat to the person who's actually did it. And it's just sharing the knowledge, really. And then it's amazing. For me, it's all about the friends you make, and the fellowship of it, really.
Well, for sure, that's the thing. That's what John Doring said. It's like once you get in the castle, you realize it's not really just about model railroading. It's about the people more than anything. Yeah,
that's what's different to a lot of the other groups. I know some of the groups in the UK, it's just purely about the modeling, and that's it. A lot of them don't even know what the other people do for a living or what they do outside of their hobby, and they don't really have the social interactions that we have. I find that with NMRA, in British region and national as well, there's a lot more social interactions, whether it's at meets or something. People just go to lunch together or dinner together or something like that, which is what the other groups don't do. They'll just be talking about models, and that's it. They won't talk about anything else. They won't meet anywhere else. Whereas we sort of just do things naturally, like most people do. Just go for a bite to eat. A bunch of guys or girls, whatever, going to a bunch of bite to eat, and just spending time together, finding out about each other rather than just talking about modeling.
Yeah, there's some sort of something we got to develop that I'm not exactly sure I could put my finger on it, but there's some way of we got to show people that the fellowship is probably the greatest part of belonging to the NMRA and model railroading as far as that goes.
Well, that's why Gordy's got. Well, I think it was Jordan who came up with the idea for the interchange, the NMRA interchange, which is the online Discord-based, sort of almost like a forum, really, where people can chat, audio chat or video chat or just text chat with each other from all over the world, and ask each other questions about whatever they want to ask. Whether it's about modeling or just history or anything. It's just getting people together from all over the world just to chat to each other. And that's the thing we just need to push. It's just it's about just making friends and sharing ideas and just not being inward thinking and just think outside the box a lot of things and get to know people.
And one of the things they could chat about, Bruce.
What's that?
Rapido trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
If it's H-O, the fast track is Rapido.
And right now, our buddy David Hyde is busily making more jingles for the.
Brilliant.
We have 4 of them now, so I'm sure he's.
So, are we going to have to give him a nickname with the Jingle Master now?
Or just jingles?
Jingles. David Jingles Hyde. Perfect.
Yeah.
David Jingles Hyde.
Yeah, I don't think he's overly struck with Horn Boy.
Yeah. He doesn't really seem to think that one's.
Yeah, I'd call him Lips. We could call him Lips.
Oh, man. The poor guy's not even here.
I don't like Kelly when he's in a bad mood.
I don't either, boy. He's going down some really dark
squirrely
road
boy today.
Yeah.
He's like David Banner. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Oh God.
Surly Kelly. It's not a good move.
Yeah, I'm kind of Jingles could grow on me pretty quick.
Yeah, Jingles.
Yeah?
Is good.
Jingles is nice. Yeah.
Yeah, Jingles is nice. Yeah, he kind of makes one of those faces every time I use the word. You know how you're doing after all these years of doing podcasts, audio podcasts. You can even see somebody making a face, and you can't even see it.
And you can't even see him.
Yeah,
You just know it's happening.
You know it.
Yeah.
You got the feel for it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll say Horn Boy, and there'll kind of be this stone silence. No kind of everybody else is laughing, and you can tell that he's not laughing, or he's doing the fake laugh.
Yeah. Why does
So you have to insert the laugh track.
What was that, Scooter?
You have to insert the laugh track.
No, I thought Scooter said something.
No, I just said, I don't even know what I said. It was pretty important, but
He's been sniffing the glue again.
Yeah.
oh no, there's not much glue here.
There's not much there. Period. You're building
Building an end scale. Yeah.
He is working on something very important. Don't make fun of him.
Yeah,
I don't know how you got bumped to the second spot.
Yeah, really. You must know something.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm gonna do his as I do Josh's.
Yeah, sure you will.
Yeah.
Oh, I am. I'm actually working on both of them.
Yeah.
Is the RS1 painted yet?
Yep,
Oh, good.
Is it lettered? Ready to go?
they will be here. Bill said he's shipping them out Wednesday, so they'll be here by the weekend.
Oh, wow.
I have everything except the number.
How many?
Unless you want another number 25, and I'm sure you don't want that.
No, that would be kind of silly.
Yeah.
I saw a
put
picture of it the
52
other
on it.
day. It looks great.
You saw what?
I saw a picture of it the other day. It looks really good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So all right. So now you're now president of the British region.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's impressive, actually.
Is it?
Thanks.
Yeah.
Are you hoping it'll get you a better seat at the restaurant or something?
I'm hoping.
Are you?
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I hope so.
Get you a better get a better slice of pizza at the pizza
There
party.
you go.
Pizza party, yeah.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
I mean, I've still got to pay for my own flights. I'm not, like Gordy, but but at least I'll get, as long as I can get some a free slice of pizza, it'd be great.
There you go.
Some kind of benefits would be good. Some kind of perk.
I don't think a pizza's free. I think it's $10. Everybody throws in $10.
Yeah.
Oh, come on! I'm the president. Come on.
That's true.
I know you're the president of the British region. Come on.
Yeah, we're
But we like foreign dignitaries.
We used to be leaders of the empire at one stage.
Hey, Peter, we can set you up with bangers and mash or something.
Yeah.
Oh, so do you actually live? So you actually live in Britain? I thought you lived like in Connecticut or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can be president of a region, but you're not allowed to live in the region.
Yeah.
So for Gordy, he's living on an island in the Atlantic. So I should technically move to somewhere else.
He's living on a rock in the Atlantic, the North Atlantic
rock.
The cold Atlantic.
Yeah,
the
very cold
North Atlantic, exactly. So okay, so let's kick it around the table here because I'm becoming concerned about how that we're going to make the NMRA grow. I'm actually becoming somewhat concerned. It's starting to bubble up in the back of my brain that this is like a lost cause, and there's got to be a way. Like we got to figure out a way to get everybody involved to realize that the NMRA. What does it cost to be a member of the NMRA in Britain?
Let me just do it's £33.50 is the basic membership, which is $2. Let me see what that is equivalent to. It's $42.50. So $42.50 is that gives you full membership of the NMRA, the British region, and you get the access to the online British Region magazine and the online national magazine, which I can never remember the name of. The kid changes names all the time.
NMRA magazine.
NMRA magazine now, yes, it was something else, yeah. So it gives you
the
online access to all the
NMRA magazine.
Yeah, it gives you online access to those both those magazines and full NMRA membership as well. And then the next one up is the one where you get the printed version of the British magazine, which is I think $62 for the printed version, and then you can get the printed version of the NMRA magazine, but that's a lot more. Not sure what it is at the moment. It's probably about $100, I think.
What? Nobody would
the printed
want.
version.
Nobody wants a printed version anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we've only got a tiny percentage of people who take that in the UK. Even the printed version of our magazine that number's going down every year.
So it costs roughly would you say $42 to be a member of the NMRA in Britain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it costs $40 in Canada.
Yep.
I don't understand any of that.
Yeah, I don't either, because I think it's a lot more expensive in the United States.
I know.
But then NMRA in Britain and Canada don't get some of the things that the guys in the States get.
Yeah.
Like we don't get the calendar every year and some other stuff like that. But
but they make you feel so guilty when you get it. You got to pay them something.
Yeah.
I just
But don't you get the printed magazine?
got my first calendar. It was very.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a benefit. That was kind of nice.
Hmm.
And I'm also just about to put in order to RR circuits for some signals and signal decoders. That's going to one order is going to just about the discount is just about going to pay for my yearly membership. So
there you go.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah.
That's one thing
Pretty
they've
cool.
got. I
keep forgetting to add that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I keep on forgetting it all the time.
Wow.
I think because with mini prints, I think you get a discount as well. They're on the program.
Yep.
So and whenever I order from him, I always forget about it.
I do.
I forget about using NMRA discount.
Oh well,
Wow.
I know Bernard listens to every episode, and he's on some of them.
Yes.
But right now, Bernard's on every podcast on the planet, so we can't get a hold of him anymore because he's on every
He's
podcast.
popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what happens when you got successful business. You got to push it. Yeah?
Exactly.
So-
He's on every podcast going. He's like he's like Burt.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Never mind.
Wow, Brad, be careful, dude.
I'm skating on really thin ice today.
I don't mind you talking over me, but not the evil of the Lord.
No, I forgot what I was going to ask anyway.
Yeah, it's better you did.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't important enough to step on the evil overlord, so I withdraw the question.
What was I going to say? Now I can't remember what I was. Oh yeah, but anyways, this program, I got to take my hats off to the NMRA because this partnership program, if they could make you, I mean, you can make money by being an NMRA member.
Really and truly, you can if you can remember to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Bernard would be happy for anybody that's forgotten to just give him a call, and he'll be happy to refund you the money.
Yeah, and FYI, Bernard offers 15% off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it doesn't take long because what is an NMRA membership in the United States of America? $60 or something, isn't it?
Yeah, 68, isn't it?
It's almost 70 is what was in my head. Yeah.
Yeah. 68 is almost 70. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's real close. Just add a couple.
Yep. $2 off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our circuits is 15%.
Yeah, that's who I'm about ready to put an order into.
And are you getting a LocoNet?
No, I'm getting signals. Was that a joke that just went over my head?
We were actually Bruce and I the other day were actually at the Toronto Model Railroad Club, which is one of the oldest clubs.
The Model Railway Club.
Yes. And Bruce and I
looked really interesting.
That was cool.
And Bruce and I were there, and we ended up talking to David McLean, who is the guy who helped build Little Canada, which is a smaller version of that one in Germany. And he was saying that they run the whole thing is run with LocoNet, but they bought it from RR Circuits.
Yes.
So I thought,
that's He must have a Digitrax system.
That's Digitrax.
Yeah, that's Digitrax.
Well, you can run them separately. You can run your trains with Digitrax, and with NCE, and you can run your signals with LocoNet, because LocoNet's a better system.
Yeah,
for that.
they are running their trains with JMRA and using Y throttles and I throttles and stuff like that. And then
but your command station can be something completely different. You can have the signals running on a completely different system.
Yeah, that's what they did.
And LocoNet's better for. Yeah, LocoNet's better for that.
That's what you were saying. They use NCE and then they run everything else on LocoNet.
Yeah, with the LocoNet. Yeah.
And it's two separate systems. Is that what you're going to do, Brad?
No, I'm doing all mine with NCE.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
But we actually,
hey, Scott Lister, Tichy has 10% off. So when you order all those N-scale windows,
I know.
Yeah, it's just a matter of we got to help people remember to take advantage of that, because people, the retailers, are happy to be a part of it. Yeah, and it's just a matter of remembering. Unless, of course, you're buying off of mini prints, and then you just call them up and tell them Lionel said it's. You forgot.
You need a refund.
Yeah, you forgot to get your discount. Lionel said it was okay.
Doesn't that get you an even better discount if you tell them Lionel sent you anyway?
I wouldn't count on that.
Okay.
You can give it a try.
I remember what my question was, too.
Oh, great.
If I do get scanned by Bernard, can he give me abs?
Abs.
He's not a miracle worker.
All right. Okay. I mean, my little mini guy, can he have abs?
Okay, I get it.
I don't care
There's
what
an extra for that.
I don't care what scale he scans you in. There'd be no such thing as a mini, Brad.
Oh, ouch. Oh, man. Ouch.
So is this all because Kelly is surly? Everybody's got grumpy here?
Well, it threw everybody off.
Man. Yeah.
He's
he set the mode.
Yeah. He
Kelly's
came in there with
so bright and cheerful. It's hard for us to react when he's
all over a a CD
external CD drive. Yeah, they tried to buy a cheap one for his expensive computer.
Yeah, run the podcast.
Yeah, run the podcast. I apologize, Peter. Your episode has been ruined.
That's cool.
But that is something. Like, that's one way they could, like I say, fellowship. And once again, Andy Zimmerman, I'm going to have Andy back on the podcast because I feel like I owe him a public apology, because I have said, you're not going to get members to join because of standards and conformances. However, I totally agree with Andy and everybody else that the standards and conformances are very, very important. It's a great benefit that the NMRA provides for the hobby. I just don't think you're going to be able to sell the membership to people by saying, the standards and conformances. You're going to sell people by saying, if you buy one locomotive from a particular shop, you're going to save almost the price of your membership.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I've said for the next 2 years. I mean, two of my aims is, first of all, getting people to know about the the fellowship thing, but also about the program, the dealer program. Because in the British region, I'm just looking on our website at the moment, we've only got four companies listed, 4 dealers listed where you can get a discount, and I know there's a lot more we can get. No one's gone out to actually speak to them. So that's one of my aims, is to go and speak to as many dealers as I can and try add them to, get them to give discounts to NMRA members. Because 4 isn't enough. I mean, there's a lot of companies I deal with who aren't on this list. Who I'm sure would be very, very glad to give discounts, because apart from the fact that it helps the members, it also helps them. It brings business to them.
Absolutely.
Someone will go to them and, purely because they can get a discount via them, they'll go to them rather than their competitor. If the competitor doesn't offer a discount, you'll go to the other guy. So it works both ways. It helps the modeler and it helps the dealer. So that's one of my aims, is to try, add to this list, get as many companies as possible to join the partnership program on the British region side, which would be, so.
No, I'm just, Peter, you're renting a car when you get to Springfield, right?
Yes.
Enterprise and National, 5% off.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've gone with Hertz.
Because you want a Mustang or something like that, right?
No, Lionel's going to hate this.
Okay.
Let's see if Lionel can guess what I've rented for Springfield.
something electric.
Yep.
Oh,
and purely for the reason was it was one of the cheapest options. It's a Tesla. It's a Tesla, I think.
Well, I think it'd be interesting. I think it'd be interesting to rent one.
Yeah, but also because it's not going to cost me anything. Because
I hope you have a long extension cord.
Yeah, I normally have to pay for gas, but the mileage on this Tesla is enough to get me to Springfield and back. And if I top it up to whatever the level was, I don't know how much electricity is in the States. I don't know how much it'll cost to top up a Tesla. But if I don't top it up, their top-up charge is $25. So if I don't fill it up, I just pay $25 to fill it up, which is a lot cheaper than having to fill up a tank of gas.
Huh.
So,
true.
That's purely the reason I'm going for it. So why not?
I don't think they have charging stations at the old AM headquarters.
I'm just wondering the same thing.
Well, he can run an extension cord out the window.
There you go.
I think there's some at the at Springfield at the exhibition place. I think they've added some
if
there.
you can get there.
Yeah.
The motel, yeah.
Yes. But no, there's a lot along the way, especially the Tesla ones.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. There's about 6 or 7. Actually, probably more than that on the route, and those are the superchargers. And that's actually, that's just the supercharger service. Whereas there are a lot of other smaller, lower capacity chargers on the way as well.
I'll be interested. I'll be interested to hear all about it.
Yeah, be interesting. Yeah, make a difference. Make a difference to my fuel bill compared to what I'm paying now.
I'm not opposed to electric cars so long as I don't ever have to buy one.
Yeah.
Or get stranded in one.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's.
Well, I've done my bit for the environment by downgrading from a 2-liter diesel to a 3-liter straight 6. So I've done my bit for the environment. Just the wrong way around.
Why don't you just get a bicycle? Why don't you just get a bicycle? Jeez.
I've got 2 of those. I never use them.
Yeah.
I've got one at the office and one at home, and they don't get used.
Oh man.
I've got good intentions.
Well, if you had one at the office, you'd actually have to go there, though.
Yes, yeah.
There's that part.
I use the car to get there.
Yeah.
And I look at the bicycle on the wall because I've hung it up on the wall, and I look at it there, and then I get in the car and go back home again.
It's an art piece on your wall.
It is, yeah. Nice plywood hanger. The local guy made really lovely looking hanger. It looks nice up on the wall. Slight jaunty angle, and it looks good up there. One of those trendy places you go to, you've got stuff hanging on the wall,
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
When I think Peter, I think trendy. So a diesel creates more pollution than a straight 6?
No, the straight 6 is a diesel as well.
Oh, I
Both
see.
diesels.
Oh, okay.
But, I'm just playing around.
He's just being facetious.
I should be going to a lower, to a 1.5 liter or something like, or petrol, a gas engine, but instead I've gone for a bigger vehicle with bigger engine.
Oh, okay, and that's you're doing your part for the environment.
I'm doing my part for the environment.
Absolutely.
My neighbour's gone for a hybrid, but I think nah. I mean, this thing's meant to be a mild hybrid, but I don't know what's mild about it.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what's hybrid about it actually.
You what?
I don't know what's mild about it. I don't know what's hybrid about it. Apart from the fact it starts and stops. That's it. It's got this, the start-stop thing, but I don't know where the hybrid comes in.
It's got the start-stop thing? What's that?
Yeah.
When you shuts itself off at a red light.
Accelerator and it shuts. Yeah, so it's the engine stops when you come to start. Yeah.
If I ever owned a car that did that, I think I'd end up taking my own life.
Without a doubt.
I'd be in an intersection and I'll hear this car start up, and I'm like, oh yeah, and the guy moves 3 feet and the thing shuts off again and starts up again. I have a buddy of mine I play poker with in Florida, and he bought a Buick something or other, some sort of SUV, and he literally owned it for less than a month because he didn't realize it had that start-stop thing.
And you can't cut it off.
No.
You can switch it off.
You can
override it. Yeah.
No, you can't.
Not in the Buick.
There's a button on.
My wife has one. I'm getting ready to get rid of it.
Not in this particular Buick. You can't. Yeah.
Okay.
I think you got
a button I can press.
Yeah, I think you got the same car as he does.
Yeah, it's a Buick Enclave.
That's
you
it.
cannot override it.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
That's right. That's
They
right.
said we really hate that this model has that no override. They can't even do it. There's no backdoor kind of like program you can even do for it. There's some way you can do the gas pedal and the brake 3 times and something, but it only works until you cut it off again.
Okay, that's interesting.
Anyway,
both my Jeep sets have got override. There's a button you press, it switches the function off.
Well, yeah, my pickup truck has that. You crank it, push the button, you're good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I rented a Mercedes once that had it where you could turn that part off. But anyways, this Buick Enclave he couldn't. He lasted 4 weeks with the thing, and he's like, "That's it, I'm done." It was driving him nuts.
Mine's out of here. Yeah, I hate it.
I have it on my truck, and I don't mind it at all. I really don't think about it.
I didn't even notice it on mine.
Yeah.
Well, you will on this Enclave because it's like it cuts off, and as soon as the red light turns green, you push the gas and it jerk. I mean, it's horrible.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad at a red light because it just cuts off, and then, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it.
No, mine, I don't even notice it. As soon as I let go of the brake, but touch the accelerator, just smoothly just starts going. Don't even notice the startup. Yeah.
You'll notice it, Bruce, when you take your truck in for repairs because the starter's gone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
They're
even know.
good for 1,000 starts.
Yeah.
Well, my first Jeep, I had a Cherokee, and that was over 100,000 miles, and that was this. I never had to replace a starter motor on that.
Okay, I know.
6 years old.
I'm just saying that. I have no facts to verify it. I'm just being cranky because
it ruins the battery.
Because
I had to put 3 batteries in it because of that.
It ruins the battery.
Special battery, yeah. It had a special battery. It's got a special start-stop section of it, and I went through 3 of those batteries.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where you have the problems.
Oh, okay. It just ain't normal.
Yeah.
It's not like the old Galaxy.
No, there you go. Exactly. You know what I was thinking the other day, Scooter?
What's that?
You with all those galaxies you've got, you should do one like was on Andy Griffith's show.
My neighbor up here has one of those.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, it's identical with a little red bubble and all on top.
Cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Anybody that's listening to this podcast would be thinking, what are the benefits of the NMRA?
Have we gotten off track again?
Perhaps.
Yeah, sorry.
So anyways, Bruce and I went to the Toronto Model Railroad Club, and Bruce tricked me into paying for him because he's got a sore back and I got a bad leg. And it's downstairs in a building, of course, down many, many stairs. So the both of us,
like 4,000 stairs down.
Yeah, I thought. Well, now you're exaggerating. I counted 3,842.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. I was over exaggerating. You're right.
You can't pay extra to get a ride down to it.
Well, you could have just rolled the ball and go, but that might be a little painful.
Yeah, I think it would.
So the both of us were trying to hang back so the other one would pay. But finally, I just
And you can only hang back so far, right?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. So I was trying to hang back, and finally I just thought, he's better at this than I am.
Yeah, the lady behind the counter was giving him the stink eye.
Yeah, I was standing there.
All right, he wins.
Yeah, exactly. So then I ended up having to pay. I paid for gas. I paid for his locomotives that he bought. I paid for his. No, he didn't. He bought 2 D10s from Rapido Trains.
Your fast track to model railroading fun.
Rapido Trains, your fast track to model railroading fun.
All right, Peter. So are you going to change the? I want to know what is it we're going to do to get people to sign up, because I'm getting the sinking feeling we're losing the battle here. I know we're signing up a few more people than we had, but the amount of work involved, there's got to be a simpler.
It's keeping the people is the problem. We seem to get the people. It's just, but usually after the first year, you start losing them, and it's just trying to keep them involved. Make sure that they are made aware of any meets that are happening. Get people to contact them. Get them to come and join their local clubs, and just make sure you keep in contact. Because a lot of times, someone joins and they don't hear from anyone for the next year.
Yeah.
And unless they go out seeking it, they don't hear from anyone. So the whole thing is trying to keep in touch with those members and encourage them to join their local club or their local division and do something with the NMRA, whether it's take your model to a meet or starting the AP program or just going and being at their just going to their group every month and meeting new people. Just get them involved. That's the thing that's lacking at the moment is no one's following up on these new members. So they just get lost, and then it's left up to them to find their way around. And a lot of people just don't bother doing that. If no one contacts them, they just give up. So
Brad,
it's just the whole thing of just chasing them.
So Brad, you're a new member.
Mm-hmm.
And your reason you joined was because you wanted to go to a convention with your buddies, right?
That was the biggest motivating factor. Yeah. Yep.
And so do you feel like you're getting your money's worth? Like, how long have you been a member now?
When was, I think it was March of this year that I joined. So it's coming up. What would that be? 10 months I've been a member. And yeah, I do.
March of this year hasn't even happened yet.
I think it has. It's 2023. We've had March of this year.
I don't think so.
I think today is
2024. January 2024.
Yeah.
Dang, I forgot.
Man. Crater's a couple of months behind.
Yeah, we got moved to a different time zone.
You've ruined the whole illusion.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I just forgot. Yes, you're right. It's coming up on the 1-year anniversary very soon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, as we approach your 1-year anniversary in the new year,
yes,
that's okay. It'll be all edited out, Brad.
Now that it's January.
Yeah. So, do you feel like you've been getting your money's worth from the NMRA over the last?
I do. Yeah, I do. That the convention. I had so much fun there that probably was worth the price of admission by itself. But then I've also been able to, save some money with stuff that I've ordered from companies that are part of the partnership program. So yeah, I think so.
Now the partnership program, people in Britain can take advantage of places in the United States, can't they?
Yeah, of course they can. Yeah, if they're an NMRA member, obviously you've got to, your discount could pay for your shipping. Because shipping is costs a lot to get something from the States, and if you can just get that money back, and even better if you can get your customs fee back as well, just use the discount. And that's one thing I always forget to do is when I buy quite a lot from the States, I always forget to use my discount, and I could be paying for my shipping and for my customs duty. But yeah, a lot of us buy direct from the States.
There's got to be a way.
Peter, from now on, when you order something, call me. And I'll remind you to
okay.
And I'll do the same. I'll call you and I'll order.
Okay. Yeah. Remind each other. Perfect.
Yeah, because there's no way to remember.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to do is mention it as much as possible. I mean, in my last few columns as vice president, I mentioned about the partnership program. And so I'm going to carry on doing that, just reminding people about it and just keep on updating them about new companies that have joined and in the British region, just to keep it in people's minds so that they don't forget about it. And in a way, it'll remind me as well. If I keep on talking about it, I'll remember.
Well, it really is. It is a great thing to do. You save a ton of money.
Yep.
If you go to this thing, the first thing listed on the NMRA partner program right now is this bespoke. I learned a new word. Apparently, bespoke means, what does bespoke mean? It's top quality or
custom.
Something?
No, custom. It's another word for custom. It's a British term for custom.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I don't like it. I always use custom, but bespoke is the same as custom.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Just a British version of it. Yeah.
It's very confusing because I don't understand it at all.
Yeah.
So anyways, if you go to their website and you order one of their custom engraved signs, like a Santa Fe El Capitan sign is $100. Well, they have 10% off, so you're saving $10 right there. And it's so easy to save money with this program. Anyways, that's something we got to figure out a way to get everybody, because we got to figure out a way to get everybody interested. Because I am I'm somewhat concerned about the future because it seems like such a battle to get people to.
I think part of the problem is there's still a reluctance to what we can call now the old guard who were in there for years and years, and you still hear horror stories. Well, I went out to the division meeting and I was there and nobody bothered to come over and say hi or talk to me or stuff like that. They all gathered around and looked at me funny, so I never went back. So that's the kind of thing we got to say, hey, that's the old NMRA. It's your grandpa's NMRA. It's gone.
Yeah.
Right now, we are an organization that you come out to a meeting, and this is for any NMRA member listening. If you go to a division meeting, see somebody new, or you go to a regional convention, see somebody you know, go up and say hi. Won't take any time. Say, hey, how you doing? And then we'll make that person welcome, and then they're not tempted to figure they're just a bunch of crabby old men and not come back again. So that's part of the problem, I think, is overcoming the old the old conceptions that the NMRA was a bunch of old guys who didn't want to deal with younger new members.
And do you think that the new people signing up know anything about the way it was in the past? Like, I don't think they necessarily do.
No, and I think that's part of the advantage now is that they probably don't know, and and the older guys who are whinging and whining about that are becoming fewer and fewer, and the old guys who did it, the ignoring, are become fewer and fewer. So we're gradually turning all that over. So hopefully, if the NMRA can help get the division programs going better than they are, and we still got regional conventions that are to work with, but where the rubber meets the road is the division, and the NMRA has to help get that better traction going.
I got a question for you, Peter. This is a thought I had on another podcast. We were talking about the NMRA. I think there's way too many divisions, because for every division you're asking for volunteers, and you got to have a treasurer and this guy and that guy and then this guy. And I'm thinking there's just way too many divisions. Like, we need to solidify the divisions in order to make it easier to run.
I definitely agree with that. I mean, a good example is even in the British region, we've got, how many divisions we got? I think we've got about 12 divisions, I think. We think of cutting a few of those out. In fact, one of them actually they're going to dissolve and be incorporated in the divisions around them. But the problem we have is, with like most organizations, we have problems with volunteers. It's like until our convention this year, we didn't have a vice president to work with me. No one had volunteered, even though we'd been asking for about 6 months for someone to put their name forward. They either couldn't because of medical reasons or whatever, and you're just finding volunteers is the problem.
Yeah, I don't want this to sound rude or out of place, but I don't think it was.
Here we go.
No, I just don't think it was whether people didn't want to serve. There was a reason they didn't want to serve with you as your vice president, but that's
that's I mean, my reputation preceded me, so that's probably what it was.
But I think there's too.
I'll throw another angle at it. The divisions are supposed to be organized to help local people get involved. If you start making them bigger and bigger, then it becomes more difficult to organize local things. And I'll talk about our Central Ontario division. I was superintendent secretary for that for a while, and we cover from basically just this side of Hamilton all the way over to almost Ottawa and up to Sudbury, and that's a huge area to try to cover and deal with, try to get localized meets. Like, we tried best we could, and of course the problem now, you're trying to find a reasonable meeting space, things like that. But the divisions are where it's supposed to happen, and get out to the people. Now, if you start making them bigger, why not get rid of them altogether and just have regions?
Well, that's the problem. It's supposed to happen, but again, it's just down to volunteers. If you can't get people to volunteer,
and that's it.
That's the issue.
And every organization has that problem right now.
Yeah.
Well, but you're talking pre-internet,
Yes.
Like it's
and that's true. The Zoom meetings, and I know, having talked to some division stuff, that they have more attendance now because they're doing Zoom meetings and stuff like that than they ever had face to face.
Yeah, and I think like you could almost do away with regions and divisions and just have it the NMRA. You belong to the NMRA, and maybe I mean, the thing basically has to be imploded and started again because it's still operating on the ways of the 70s and the 80s, and most of the people aren't even alive from back then. So it's like, it's like it needs to be all revamped and be more modernized in order to get and keep people, I think.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. I mean, say in the British region, we said we are losing one of our divisions, but we're trying to reorganize it. And before it was reorganized around counties, and that didn't really work well because you might have someone who's in one county, but they're closer to another one. But their division is, a particular county, but so they're a few miles close to the next division. And we're just trying to change it slightly so that it makes more sense. When someone looks at the map of the divisions, it makes more sense which one they should be part of, and get rid of the ones that are, where there are not many people. We've got a few that they're maybe 5 members in a division. I think there's no point having that division anymore, especially when they're not active. So we're trying to incorporate those into ones nearby that those guys can still get to because they're close enough, but get rid of the one that they're part of, which doesn't do anything. So we're sort of trying to reduce the numbers of divisions and try sort of make it work a bit better, and just try get people more involved with an active division rather than one they're stuck in, which is where nothing happens. And that's the reason why a lot of people have left. They think, well, I'm a member of a division, but no one does anything. There are no meets. There are they don't know anyone else in the division, and it's just trying to sort that out. We're trying to do it.
What do you guys think of having like more virtual meetings at the division level? Because I'm just thinking of a situation I'm in. Our division next weekend has a division meeting. It's in Mechanicsburg, which is like a 2.5-hour drive for me.
Yeah,
I have hockey tickets to the Wilkes-Barre Penguins, which is like 2 hours in another direction, so I can't go to both of those. But like the meeting is earlier in the day than the hockey game, and if it was virtual, I'd be able to jump on there. I don't know how many people are in. Are they? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of groups.
I think that could be a way to get more people involved and make them feel like they're more a part of it. Maybe.
That was one of the good things that came out of COVID, is that they were forced to do things virtually, and a lot of groups, a lot of divisions started doing that, and they've carried on with that. We've got something in the British region called brew and natter. Now, a brew in England is tea. A brew is just another word. It's like a slang for tea, and it's basically a natter's chatting to people. So it's basically just have a cup of tea and chat to your mates. And we have a virtual thing every second Saturday, I think it is, of the month.
That's cool.
And we've got guys from Australia joining us, a couple of guys from the US, and then quite a few of us in the UK. We'll get together and it's almost like a division meet where we get together and chat about modeling and show each other. We do slideshows, and people will give us a layout tour and stuff like that. And it's just a time, it's a Saturday morning. It's for 2 hours, and people can just get together virtually and do, just via what do we use? It's not Zoom. No, I think it is Zoom. Yeah. So we WebEx. Sorry, not Zoom. We're WebEx, and we do that every month, and it's just like a virtual division meet. The kind of stuff you do at a meet anyway. Just everyone can get to it.
Not that it would like replace face-to-face.
No, it doesn't replace.
I think that's still important too. But I think, more of those you have, I think probably people would be more likely to be able to attend just because of less travel and stuff like that.
Especially in the USA where the distances are bigger. A division can cover a huge area, and some people might be three hours away from the nearest meet, the nearest division meet. So this is a good way of them being part of that meet without actually having to travel that distance.
Yeah, that's kind of the situation I'm in. Our division is a pretty big. I don't think it's as big as the one that Bruce just described, but it's still a pretty good sized land area. So there is some traveling involved, but
I just had a thought. I had 2 thoughts. And actually, this is if somehow the NMRA could, we have our Wednesday night chat. And there's always 30 or 40 guys and girls
from all over the world. Yeah.
From all over the world.
The NMRA Interchange also has chat room capability. If somebody wants to get in there and set up a chat, they can do that. There's 5 hangout rooms, they call them. So if you want to get on there and let people know, if you're an NMRA member, get your buddies there. Going to be hanging out in the chat room, whatever, and away you go. And the NMRA will also help with the regions and divisions set that up, virtual meetings through Interchange as well.
Yeah.
Kelly,
Yes, sir.
you understand the general purpose of an audio podcast, right?
I'm still in a bad mood.
Oh, dear.
Yes, I understand. I asked a few questions before.
Oh, okay. And then you nodded off?
No, I'm not. I'm listening. Actually, listening to it. Very interested.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. You should be more like a Scooter there and just always banging away on something.
I can do that if you want.
The amount of noise he's making, Brad, with that N scale station, I don't think there's going to be much left of it.
Oh no.
Oh,
Not that there's much to start with, but
Yeah.
there's less now.
yeah. You look at this photo, and it's this ginormous station, and when you start laying it out, it's this little. It's not even as big as a watch box.
I saw, now I can't remember what it was. I wish I could remember. I saw this post a couple of weeks ago, and it just blew my socks off. And it was this company. I think maybe it's Trains with a Z. I'm going to try it. Hang on.
Yeah, there's the Trains with a Z. Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, it was a.
Scott appears to be filing right now.
Oh, that no.
Hey, there are two things with trains. There's the trains.com, which is the collectible model trains, and then there's the model railroad simulator, which is trains.
Yeah, maybe
Trainsportal.com.
I thought it was something as simple as that. But anyways, it was this picture on Facebook of this company, this retail online company that was building a new warehouse, and that's all they did was sell model railroad stuff.
And they had trains.com.
Was it?
Yeah, trains with a Z.
Yeah.
.com.
And they had their 20 or 30 employees and a backhoe, and they were doing the whole. And I'm thinking,
Yeah, I think they're over in Atlanta, actually.
somewhere over there, yeah. And I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, this hobby is huge. Like there's got to be a way. So anyways, there's got to be a way to get people.
And the owner's a guy called Scott. There we go. Not the Scott we know. Yeah.
What?
The owner of Trains is a guy called Scott.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, don't.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. It's kind of creeping us out.
I'm still trying to figure out what just happened.
Yeah, me too.
I have kind of a weird thought to add too, just from listening to.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's scalers.
Brad's
It's an in-scale thing. Sorry.
If I'm ever in, I just learned that if I'm ever in England, I better not ask for a brew, because if I get a tea instead of a beer, I'm not going to be happy.
Well, that's why he explained
Well, that's
it. Yeah.
Well, it means two different. It means two different things. It can mean tea or beer.
Okay,
It just depends where you are. I think it's the northern. Gordy would know what a brew is. Whereas we're down south, we don't talk about brew. We talk about brew. We talk about beer.
Okay. Thank you for
So it's a
clarifying.
word
that.
with two meanings.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kind of like
Wow.
draw. It has like 3 meanings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was gonna just this is basically we're gonna blow our own horn. This podcast was started just for the heck of it. I think this is the direction the NMRA needs to go. Well, there's a scary thought. I think the NMRA needs to go the way of the the Modeler's Life podcast. But we just started this podcast strictly audio, and we never met anybody. And my life has benefited from this unbelievably, in that we have Tomstock where we all get together, we have Springfield where we all get together. Like I think the way of the NMRA for the future is forget the old stuff and embrace the new world, right? Like they've got to forget the old way of doing things. It's like it's all new now. It's like They have to basically flush the NMRA down the toilet, except for standards and conformance and standards.
Yeah, you need that.
Yeah, that's the only thing that can survive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. And
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah.
No.
I was going to say the people over here when they now talk about going over to Springfield or Tomstock, I say I'm just going over for a long weekend to meet up with a couple of guys for a barbecue, and they look at me strange. It's like, well, why not? It's just I'm going to meet up with a bunch of my friends for a barbecue and a bit of fun, and I'll fly all the way to the States to do that.
Yeah,
and they think it's crazy, but it's not. It's great. I look forward to it every year.
In the meantime, you talk about model railroading.
Yeah,
and it's all about model.
And sometimes
railroading.
we don't. We talk about anything really. We talk about everything.
Well, we talk about everything, but it's
model railroading that brought us together.
Yeah, it's all glued together with model railroading, and somehow you need to take that model in the NMRA and try to revamp it. Because like they talk about these divisions, and they got to I guess what I was trying to say is we have meets. Like where we get together in person and face to face. We go to Tomstock and we get together, or we go to Rochelle and get together, or we go wherever it is. And when we go to Springfield, we have our own booth and we get together there. And by the way, the booth is going to be moved one table to the east this year.
Okay.
Ooh, that's going to confuse me a little bit.
I know.
Why are we doing that?
I don't know.
Who's left?
Yeah, John Sacerdoti said we're moving you one table to the left or to the right. Yeah.
Well, it'll all be okay then.
Yeah, I don't know, boy. You're gonna be dizzier than a trout in a blender.
Because you do know we had our nails for several years.
I know. We had everything under control.
Yeah, so there's going to be a whole bunch of confusion going on.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to have to maybe get there on Thursday and start putting up on Thursday. We need to bring in.
We knew the route and the car, even though I did send you a picture the other day because it was a funny moment.
Right. What was the picture you sent me?
Driving through the all the tables in your car.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, except somehow you always end up behind the wheel.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. We're driving my car and you're behind the wheel.
But it seems to work out pretty well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then finally we got to McDonald's yesterday, or with when Bruce and I were together, and I made him. We got right up to the cash, and I was about to pay, and I just remembered, oh geez, I left the car running. And I ran out the restaurant.
He ran out there like he's being chased.
Yeah.
I'm going, well, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I'll need to pay for this.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You know what, Bruce? He's done me that way a few times. Now I know it's planned.
Yeah. Everything he does is planned.
Yeah.
Like I've known him for about 33 years now, and pretty much everything he does has some plan going to it.
Yeah. There's something else motivating the moment.
You know what I always say? There's no off position on the Genius switch.
Wow.
Oh, I love it.
So what's new on your model railroad there, Peter? The BNSF Chicago Sub and N scale.
Well, I finally started the scenery. I'd always said when I'd finished the first side of the layout, and the first yard, I was going to start the scenery. So I've started doing an underpass scene with an abandoned warehouse. So it's all based on a prototypical scene. So I'm busy putting that together at the moment. I've got a guy contacted me via the website, via my YouTube channel, and offered to go take photographs of all graffiti that's in the area.
Oh, really?
So I've got prototype photographs that he's taken, even though other locals I know said there was a no-go area. This guy said, well, he walks past there every day. He wasn't too bothered. So yeah, he sent me a whole file of all the photographs he's taken. So I'm just going to put those together in Photoshop, clean them up, and print them out on decal paper, and put them onto the walls. So it'll be someone who's from the area will be able to recognize it straight away.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah, it's great. I just hope it works out. I mean, it's all in my head at the moment, and hopefully it'll come out like I want it to. But so far, so good.
But let's not pass over that, because that's the whole point of this whole discussion. You've got a guy that follows your page that has now volunteered to go take pictures of this particular warehouse for you so that you can recreate it.
Yeah. It's the walls. It's the walls along the warehouse. So the walls that are part of the retaining wall where the yard is. So this is the Western Avenue yard in Chicago.
I don't care.
The road is below that.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about this guy.
Yeah.
That has obviously found your Facebook page.
Yeah, it's my YouTube channel.
Your YouTube channel.
I think he's one of my subscribers. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
He's contacting me via the page, and
What am I missing, Lionel?
Yeah.
What are you missing?
Yeah, because I have people on my page, and I seem to be doing for them. Wow.
I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I mean,
Oh man,
I like how Peter does.
I mean, it's
it.
BNSF
He has
Chicago.
his followers help him.
I mean, it's a BNSF locomotive engineer who travels up to between Chicago and La Crosse. And again, he contacted me via my page as well, and he sent me a lot of information about that particular route I'm doing. Whether it's to do with signals. He's been so helpful. And again, he just came out the blue and just contacted me and offered his help. He runs on that route every day.
I don't care. You're missing the whole point of the argument here. This is the future of the NMRA. Is that all this stuffiness and divisions and regions and officers and blah blah blah. You've got people you live in near London, England, and you have people in the Chicago, Illinois area helping you with your layout because they know you from your YouTube channel. And this is where we have, and that's exactly what I was just saying about the AML Nation. We have people every Wednesday night that get together and chat. We have, I can't even imagine how many people we're going to get together with in
Springfield.
Springfield, yeah. And I mean, we have that pizza. Like I keep referring to, we have the informal Thursday night dinner at what's it called? What's that restaurant called?
Longhorn.
Everybody say it once. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry.
Longhorn.
Dairy Queen. Sorry.
Thursday one, yeah. Yeah.
Now, when we get together at the Longhorn, will we discuss Rapido trains?
Your fast track to model railroading fun? I certainly hope we do.
If it's N, if it's H-O, the fast track is Rapido.
But this is like Peter. The point I'm trying to make. This is what gets me excited, and I'm thinking, am I like the only old guy on the planet that is excited about the new world?
No, definitely not.
Oh, I don't.
Gordy was he proposed this whole virtual division and region thing rather than having, say, the physical ones that we got at the moment. He's been talking about that for a while. Is starting virtual ones.
Yeah. Why don't we? And why aren't we doing that? Like, let's start a virtual region.
Yeah.
I would.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Well, why? What do we got to? He changed.
Well, because they've finally got people in there who can make some changes, and now changes are going to be made. So
it's changes they are happening.
Yep.
It'll take a while because there's so many other things happening. But
how long does it take to start a virtual region? I mean, that's something you could do in a couple of days because
a couple of clicks actually.
A couple of clicks, exactly.
Yeah.
And don't get Kelly to do it because if he's in a bad mood, man.
He's in a surly mood to be all over.
Yeah.
It won't be a fun click.
No.
See a click with a 5-pound hammer.
What kind of computer do you have that you wanted this external hard drive for?
I have a Apple MacBook Pro M3.
And how much did it cost you roughly? You don't have to tell us exactly, but how much did it cost you roughly?
It cost me a little $2,000.
Yeah,
It cost my wife. She bought it for me.
Did you get the simple payment plan?
Yeah, I got to pay it. It's me. It pays for it though.
Yeah, but I mean, you can pay like no interest over 50 years, right?
Well, it's something like that. I'll pay it off in a year.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't come with a CD drive.
Well,
not the new ones don't. No,
nothing does anymore.
So you got.
You get the Apple Super Drive, which is their own one is about $100 in the UK. than what it is in the States. But you do get other ones that are supposed to work with them, but I don't know if they do.
I think that's the problem I have with this one is it's not set up for the M3.
It's not set up for the Mac. Yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of the discussion. You bought a $30 external hard drive for a $2,000 computer. It's not going to work. I don't care what it says. It's not going to work.
Yeah, my shoes work with Apple.
Do they?
No.
I thought maybe you had an
to get them to buy it.
Yeah, I thought maybe you had an iBoot or something like that.
Yeah, I was hoping.
iBoot.
I have eyes on my boot.
I thought my brain was fried. Right out of the clear, out of the left field comes, my shoes work with Apple.
Well, that's like, everything works with Apple until you get it. If it doesn't say Apple on it, it will not work.
No, that's not true at all. I'm going to disagree with you there.
Okay.
What are you going to disagree with him? What he said makes no sense.
Oh, I know that.
You're going to disagree with. Anyways,
I've got external hard drives that work very well with it.
And this is an external CD drive that you.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You've got external hard drives that work very well with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, external hard drive. Yeah, not the CD drive.
No.
Oh yes, I got one of those too. I got a CD drive too, but I paid $80 for mine.
So you went for quality.
Yeah, I went for quality. Can we not avoid passing over this point though? We had this big long discussion for an hour and 20 minutes. We talked about the NMRA. We talked to our buddy Peter, who's now the president. You notice how things have changed so much since the AML Nation came into existence. When we came into existence, what's his name? The NMRA president at the time was saying, "Don't shop online, shop in." Charlie Getz was saying, "Don't shop online, only shop in brick and mortar stores," because he said every time you shop online, a kitty dies.
And it was also saying the NMRA, it's where real model rotors belong, which
right. But we've got
lead balloon.
But and the AML Nation. Then we got Gordy voted in as president, and we got Peter as the president of the British region. Our buddy Martin Jenkins is the worldwide director at large. He is a large man. And Bruce is going to run for worldwide director at large in North America. Unfortunately, none of our people can be just board directors from the Eastern Direct. They all have to be at large people because we're of a fairly large girth group.
We're persons of
Never
size.
really stood that.
Yeah. No.
No.
No, you're one of those people that eats 5 sandwiches and loses 2 pounds.
Yeah.
So, but the point is, we barely started talking about your layout, and the first thing that comes up is, well, there's a guy in Chicago that's going and taking pictures of the building for me, and another guy who's a locomotive engineer, and he's doing something else for me. This is the future of the NMRA.
Yeah.
Period. End of sentence. And then I use the example of the AML Nation. We just literally started a podcast, and because we gave ourselves a way to connect with each other. Like I have more friends in model railroading than I ever had in my life. And
Lionel.
Yeah, definitely same here. Yeah.
And if the NMRA does not take advantage of that, someone else will, and
Yep.
Yeah.
it'll be a problem.
That's a good point
for the NMRA because someone's going to figure it out.
Yeah.
So why not the NMRA?
Yeah, like why not make a weekly YouTube show? Like, just make a weekly YouTube show of just 5 minutes long that people can connect to and look forward to. And if you make it longer than 5 or 10 minutes, it's going to get boring because none of us have talent. So, I mean, like that's the biggest, one reason I don't go on YouTube is because I'm an idiot on video. Yeah. Unless I speak.
But then again, you run into you need people to volunteer to do all that stuff.
But if you had less of these divisions and this old world way of doing it, some of those people would be able to take the time to do a 5 minute. Like surely to God we can find somebody that with support from the NMRA would host a 5 minute long. The problem is all the projects have to be gigantic, right? And that's all we need is like somebody to do 5 minutes a week on YouTube have one guest. You know, you watch the national news. I'm sure it's the same way in Britain. I'm sure it's the same way all over the world. A news story is literally 3 minutes long.
Yep.
Right?
And they pack a lot in there.
And they pack a lot of information in there. You know, unlike us.
And there's got to be people available that have the time and the desire to do that.
Yeah, and all you need is a phone nowadays.
Yep.
I mean, Gordy started a podcast for the British region a few years ago. I think I only did about 3 episodes, but he at least tried to start one, and it's not that hard to do. I mean, it is very hard to have a podcast. Sorry, but a quality podcast takes a lot of work.
Safe.
Nice save, Peter.
But yeah, so he tried to start one, and I think he just didn't have the time in the end to do it. But you know, you can get one started quite easy. That or YouTube channel, and just say do something short.
Yeah,
I think he's got one at the moment. So it's only 5 to 10 minutes per episode, and that's it.
Yeah,
short and sweet.
Yeah, that's the one he's doing with Jordan.
Yeah, him and Jordan Kramer, Gordy Robinson and Jordan Kramer have a podcast. What's it called? Anybody?
I forget already.
Anyways, they're trying to run us out of town by having their own podcast.
No, they
it's about modeling.
It's on modeling. It's on modeling.
So is ours.
Yeah, but we're more in depth into the people who are doing the modeling
or trying to figure the people out that
at the workbench. I think it's basically just giving tips about modeling. Just short and sweet,
I'm sincerely doubt, Kelly, after the way you were today, that anybody will be listening anymore anyways.
No, they'll be sympathetic that I'm in a bad mood, maybe.
No, they'll just blame it all on you and say to hell with it. It's all over. I don't want to listen to grumpy guys. I'm not going to listen anymore.
There's going to be people all over the world now going, who the hell buys a $15 CD drive for a $2,000
$30. Let's get it right. I screwed up with the price. $30. But
the people that don't listen to the whole podcast are going away thinking it was $15.
Yeah,
but I guess that's their problem, though.
Well, why do you think people turn the podcast over before it's finished?
No, I'm sure they may get to where they're going and put it on pause.
Or they bang their head against the wall. And
that's a more likely scenario.
Yeah, because I
bet there were a whole bunch who jumped on Amazon to try to find a $15 external CD drive.
There's a lot of them in there. They're ranging from $30 down.
Do you know something, Scooter? Do you know something that I should?
This thing's small.
This thing is small.
This building I'm
not even going in a piece. This thing's small.
Oh, you guys' minds in the gutter. Oh my God.
You're not giving us all the information.
Okay.
The building is small.
The building is very small. But what were you going to say, Lionel?
Never mind.
No, I want to hear it.
Never mind.
Yeah. See, now I feel like I've hurt your feelings.
Yeah, you have. I'm very hurt.
Oh my!
So now we got Surly Kelly and Hurt Strang, and
that's
it. Two fists.
Now I'm going to be blamed for
grumpy, it. And Scooter's upset because he's getting blamed. So that leaves Peter and I are more or less normal.
Did you forget somebody?
Well, you're just trying to stay out of this.
Yeah, you're trying to stay out of it. We're not including you because
you're already in enough trouble.
Scott's working on your building, so there's part of the trouble too.
I'm taking it. I'm taking your heat tonight. Okay.
Okay.
Well, Peter, I apologize.
We're very happy that you have accomplished becoming the president.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
You're going to be a fine president. I'm sorry you I'm sorry you just wasted an hour and 40 minutes of your life.
It's not necessarily wasted.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Like what did we accomplish tonight? Like it was nothing. It was just the whole thing was, you know what? The whole thing was just completely ruined when Kelly showed up in a snarly mood.
I know.
If he shows up at Springfield like that, I'm turning around and going home.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, he set the pace, didn't he, in a bad way.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of not like Kelly. He's usually not like that.
No.
No, usually waits a while before it screws things up.
Yeah, that's right. Kelly, can you give out our email address?
Yes, if you want to reach us through the wonders of email, you can reach us at modeler'slife@gmail.com. That's modeler with one L like Lori, not two L's like Telly.
Oh, I get it. There, that was the British. Yeah, that was the British. That was the British connection. Yeah, Lori, of course. Brad, Lori refers to.
Isn't it a taxi?
No.
Truck.
A truck. Okay.
Truck. As in the big rig.
Yeah, the big rig.
Okay.
That kind of truck.
I'm just learning British. Sorry. I just learned. I'm still working on brew can mean either tea or beer. I gotta go slow.
Now, come on, we know you well enough, Brad. What do you do for? What do you really do for an occupation? You're not a high school teacher. Like, what is it you really do?
I teach physics, not language.
Well, physics is a type of language.
Yeah, we don't deal with lorries though.
No.
I know what a telly is.
What is that?
Television.
No, it's an actor from the 70s that had a.
That's Kelly Savalas.
Yeah, that's what Kelly was referring to. Was Telly
No, I was
Savalas.
referring to a TV.
Will you shut up?
I love it. Help us. Somebody help.
Come on, Kelly. He's trying to make me look like an idiot. Why are you trying to stop?
Okay, and then what else do we got to tell him, Bruce? Oh yeah, if you miss the email address, you go to our website, amodelerslife.com. So you go on there and you'll see a picture of the agitated mailboy in a particularly agitated state. And
you think that's advantageous.
And after listening to this episode, you know why.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And if you really like this podcast and you only ever listen to our free channel on Mondays, for just a few cents a day, you can go and click on our Patreon link on the same website. It's just right there. If you're on your phone, you just scroll down a little bit more and it's right there. You click on that, and just for a few cents a day, you can have twice as much podcasting every week. And on our Patreon channel, we kind of call that's kind of our down home, homey channel where we have fireside chats with individuals. We have fans where we get the guys together. We answer our viewer mail. It's very entertaining. It can be very entertaining, unlike today's podcast. Actually, after today's podcast, why would you?
It's not a good way to advertise it.
Well, you got to hope that if you're paying for something, you get a little more, right?
That's true. You get more. You get it's infotainment.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah. And Kelly, are there other podcasts out there?
Yeah, there are a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, well, I'm not listening to them.
I know. They're not the...
Just forget about that.
Yeah.
As far as we're concerned, there are no other podcasts.
Yeah, this is the podcast.
Oh,
wow.
And
that's okay. The other ones don't think we exist, so there you go.
That's right.
There you are. Exactly.
Oh, there you go, Bruce.
And finally, Peter, can I ask you a personal question?
Sure, go ahead.
Have you ever wanted to have a T-shirt with a hot dog on it?
Well, of course. Oh, who wouldn't want one?
Well, exactly.
As long as it's got ketchup on it. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh.
No, that's a perfectly legit answer.
That was done in joking.
You think
It was
so?
done as joking, obviously.
I don't. Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
Follow him around. We're going to follow him around at
Springfield.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to make him eat a hot dog with ketchup on it.
without ketchup on it.
Yeah, well,
That's what you're going to make. That's what you're going to force me to do.
So it's only 2 weeks to Springfield. Are you guys getting excited?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Can't hardly wait.
Yep.
Lauren James, the guy from Otter Valley Railroad. He's Railroad. And Mini Prince, Bernard Helen, Mini Prince. And don't forget, if you bought something and you forgot to get your NMRA discount, just tell him Lionel sent you and you'd like your discount sent to you. And see if that works. But their booths are going to be side by side, so I think I'm just going to plant myself right in the middle of them.
Wow, that's like punishment enough.
Is that the first time? Is that the first time Lauren's going to the Springfield?
No, he was
No,
there last
he was
year.
there
He was
last
last year,
okay.
not far from our booth, and now he wants to
Oh,
get
okay.
farther from our booth.
And he came to our pizza party.
And he came to our pizza party. Yeah, we have a great pizza party. Were you there last year, Peter? You weren't there last year, were you?
No, I wasn't. No, I
Yeah,
couldn't
we
make
have
it
a
last
great
year.
pizza party that's completely organized by. Well, it's actually organized by our man, the table master at Springfield. He's the table master. The rest of the time, he's Scooter.
Yeah.
Or at any event that we set up our tables, he's the table master. Don't ever screw around with the table master. Don't get on his
Especially-
wrong side.
Especially if he
I'll
has a
stick
chair.
Kelly on you.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah.
if he has
a
especially
folding
if he has
chair.
a
If
chair.
he has
in
a
his hand.
folding chair, he kind of turns into
Yeah,
a
run
wrestling
away.
mode, and the next thing you know, you're getting a folding chair across the back.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we have this great pizza party that last year, Kevin Marks, Hard Part,
Yep.
Tracy Boyd, our favorite, the official flight attendant of the AML network, and Scott put together, and it was a great time.
And Chris helped a little too on that.
Chris helped. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
And so we have a great time. So make sure you come to that. That's on Saturday night.
That's a fun time. Don't miss it.
Absolutely.
It is a fun time. All right.
And you know why it's a fun time?
Why's that?
Because we're all just sitting around doing model railroad chatting with others.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Mhm.
Fellowship.
Exactly.
Yep.
But we never told Peter how to get his T-shirt with a hot dog on it.
T-shirt with a hot dog on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get back to
I
that.
would like one.
Yeah, we go to MidwestModelRailroad.com or Midwest Model Railroad, and their URL is MidwestModelRR.com, I believe. That's correct, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And you're the guest. How would you know?
Oh, I've been there.
Oh, you've been
I've
there.
shopped with them. I've
Oh.
shopped with them.
Oh, okay.
I'm a loyal customer.
All right, cool. And
Yeah.
do they have a 10% discount with the NMRA?
I think they do if I remembered it.
All right.
Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know. I think they do.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
Anyways, go there and you go across the navigation. But man, oh man, we're supposed that last interview that we did with Stephen Atwell and Lauren James before Christmas, the retail shop cage match.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
The best part was at the end when I started talking to Stephen Atwell about that on the air. And anyways, you go to their website, MidwestModelRR.com, and you go on the navigation bar and you scroll across to Other. And then the drop-down menu is the AML shop. And in there, boom, you're in a wonderland of AML merchandise. Hats, hoodies, mugs, and T-shirts. And in there you'll find a T-shirt with a hot dog on it.
Okay.
Yes. FY Midwest Model Railroad does not partake at this time in the NMRA partnership program.
Oh, but they do
I
sell
must
it. But they do sell AML merchandise.
They do.
Yeah, so you can't have everything.
I'll have a word with Gordy.
Yeah, have a word with Gordy.
Yeah,
Excuse
you can.
me.
Yeah, lean on him.
Yeah, lean on
on-
Gordy.
No, lean on Steven.
Let's lean on Gordy too, just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
And you know what this podcast is? When it comes to podcasting, this one is bespoke. That makes no sense to me. I do not understand that at all.
I don't use that term. I don't like that term.
I don't even understand.
It's custom to me. It's custom. It's
Yeah.
what I use.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. I'm digging it.
Just don't
I'm picking up what you're laying down. Oh, look! Now Scooter's gone across the room, and we can hear him chuckling. We can hear him chuckling from the other. Oh, that's my favorite part when he's on a podcast and he decides to wander away from the microphone.
Well, I thought we were almost finished.
We were
Wait,
almost
no, yes.
finished.
Finished.
Yeah, it's the same way when you land at the airport. They tell you to stay with your seatbelts fastened. The plane just comes to a complete stop.
Until you're to the gate.
Yeah. I've
Did you-
always wondered why.
And did you when you build these structures, do you leave the roofs on them because you're almost finished?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Now you're getting a little silly.
Oh,
Now, and the highlight for everybody this year that's coming to stop by the AML booth, say hi. But the highlight this year is you're going to have an opportunity at some point to meet Brad Williamson.
Yes.
And then we'll tell you where you can get your money back. Where you're going to get.
Wow.
Meet him outdoors.
Yeah.
That almost made me want to cancel my plans for Springfield. You might want to try a different sales pitch.
Well, what would I need to do to get you to cancel your plans for Springfield?
Oh, I'll have to think about that one.
All right. So, Peter, at the appropriate moment, we need you to say happy rails to you. Now, the key is there's no singing, there's no dancing, there's no interpretation. It's just simply say it with enthusiasm. Happy rails to you.
Right. Okay.
Well, Peter, as we close the barn doors on another episode of A Modeler's Life and the sun slowly sets over the back 40, I guess there's nothing else left to do except for you to say
happy rails to you.
While in Busted Knuckle, guests of A Modeler's Life podcast stay at the Casa del Sol Motor Court and Inn, where late night dancing at the Rumba Room is a magical event to be experienced.
It's another Lincoln Homer.
Did you not understand the enthusiasm part?
That was English.
Happy rails to you.
That's singing.
Yeah, that's close to singing. I see where it is.
That's close to singing. Yeah, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, he was being extra careful.